This lesson is a review of a skill that you learned in algebra, and we're going to be using that in our next lesson about triangles. So today we're talking about proportions and how to solve them. A proportion is a fraction equal to another fraction. So in the right hand corner you're going to see this a over b is equal to c over d, just a very general example. To solve these we do something called cross multiply, and that involves taking one numerator and timesing it by the other denominator. So you actually do that twice. And as a result, you're going to set the two products, what you got when you multiply those two things, equal to each other. So in our general example here, I multiplied the a times the d. You would set that equal to the b times the c. And then you solve. So let's try some specific examples. In number 11, you've got 4 times 7 equal to 2 times x, so you can write the 2x on either side, and the 4 times 7 would be 28. Divide by 2. X equals 14. What I'd like you to do for all the even examples is actually to try it on your own. So pause the video for a second, copy the problem down, solve it, and I will give you the answer. And if you have any trouble getting that answer, you can come see me and we can find your mistake if you have one. Alright, so for number 12, hopefully you got the 22.8. Let's take a look at number 13. You'll notice a difference here in the first fraction. We've got what we call a binomial in the numerator. And it's called a binomial because it has two terms. And my advice to you is anytime you have two or more terms, go ahead and put a set of parentheses around that, because when we cross multiply, we're going to need to remember to distribute the 19 to both the x and the -1. So just using a different color, let's go ahead and cross multiply. So I've got the 19 times my binomial in parentheses, x minus 1, and the 13 times the 6 is actually equal to 78. So we're going to distribute that 19, so we get 19x minus 19, still equal to 78. I'm going to add the 19 over, so 19x is equal to 97, divide it by 19, and then x is equal to 5.1. So you've probably noticed from our first few examples that it's perfectly okay to get decimals, and you will quite often with these types of problems. So go ahead and copy down number 14, solve it out on your own. The correct answer should be 60.6, so go ahead and pause here and do that. This next example is similar. It does have a binomial. It's in the denominator, but it won't change the overall process that we use. Go ahead and put your parentheses around the binomial, and then get ready to cross multiply. I'm going to do the 10 times the 9, and the 20 is going to multiply that 2x minus 9. So let me start with that. And then the 9 times 10 would be 90. Distribute the 20, so you get 40x minus 180 equals 90. Add over that 180. So 40x equals 270. Let's see if that divides by 40. And again, we're going to get a decimal, so I got 6.75. All right, try one more like that. Number 16 has that binomial on the right side in the numerator, but again, it doesn't change how we solve it. Just be careful to use your parentheses. When you get that solved out, the answer should be x equals 2, so just make sure you can get that on your own. Okay, in our last example, you'll notice that both the fractions have a binomial in their numerator. So we're going to use the same process. Add those parentheses for each of the binomials, and then get ready to cross multiply. So the x minus 20 is going to get multiplied by the 18, and the x minus 11 will get multiplied by the 3. So let's set that up. 18 times x minus 20 equals 3 times x minus 11. We've got parentheses on both sides, so we're going to be doing a lot of distributing. This first one will give me 18x minus 360, and then 3x minus 33. I'm going to subtract the 3x so that my x term stays positive on that left side. 15x minus 360 equals, be careful with that because that is a negative 33 that needs to come down. I'm going to add 360 to that. I have 15x, and that is equal to 327. Divide by 15, I can already tell that's not going to go in evenly, so we've got yet another decimal, 21.8. Okay, go ahead and try that last example by pausing it and checking your answer. When you're done, you should get the x equals 8.5. And when you feel comfortable with all these examples, come see me. I have a quick exit ticket for you to try as well.